Hey guys, welcome to the Whiskey Pete project. We took a few days off, went to SEMA. SEMA is a little, I should say, out of our jurisdiction, I guess. I don't know what the word is. You know, there's no heavy duty stuff there really, but we enjoy going and looking at all the cool stuff. So we took a couple days off, went and did that. We're back, and we're gonna put liners in this N14 Whiskey Pete motor. That if you haven't been watching the Cabover project, go watch that and then you'll know what I'm talking about. But we named our Cabover project Whiskey Pete, and you can watch and see why on our previous videos. But this block has been in the machine shop, as you've seen on the last week. We put the crank in, got that all torqued and going. Now we got it flipped up. We're going to go ahead and put the liners in. The block was decked at the machine shop, and normally we cut counterbores here. They cut them because they took some off, right? And so to get it back to me, they cut it to make sure it was right to leave their place, which I totally understand because I'd probably do the same thing. So the depth on this bore, or on this counter bore, I think is 0.351 to 352, and it was cut to 371. So that's 20 thousandths off, which we have a this is a 21.5 shim. They make different shims. They make a 20,000 shim, 21.5, 22, and 23, I think, and then various other ones. But just in my experience, the 21.5 gives you that little extra boost on your clearance that gets you kind of to the top of spec. It's what I've used a lot, most of the time, not all the time, but that's what I try and use. So if my math is right, which I'm not going to guarantee that it is, we should be right at the top of spec with these liners. And normally I would set them in, put them in there and measure before I put any liner O-rings on or anything like that. Where these are like a press fit, I don't like to do that unless I'm really questioning it. So we're just going to measure the depth, the shim, and I'm going to hope that we're right. So it's not a normal thing, but I don't want to press them all in there and pull them back out, just put O-rings on when I think that it's correct as it is, and we'll check them, and if we have to pull them, we'll pull them and do it the other way. So anyway, we got all our shims in. You can see right here, they just go down in the deck. Nice ledge for them to sit on, all machined. So we got all 6 shims in. These, like I said, these are 21.5 shims. Feel free to use what you want or what you measure, but that's what we're doing here. We're going to go ahead and put vegetable oil on these O-rings. That's what the book says to use. Honestly, I'll be straight with you, I use a lot of lubriplate, even on these O-rings, and I know you're not supposed to do that on O-rings. I've just never had any bad luck doing it. It's just something I've done a lot. So if they're going right in, I'll do that. If they're sitting, obviously I don't want to put that on there because they'll swell up and do weird things, but just a light film seems to work. But we're going to go ahead and put vegetable oil on them in case we do have to pull them out, not ruin things. Just get a good bunch there. We'll just go through and do them all. All right, pretty good. Looks pretty good. All right, now we'll go ahead and put these in. So we got a liner press. You guys may have different ways of doing it. You know, some motors you can just push in with no problem, and you know, I've heard of people using a block of wood and tap them in, whatever you want to do, I guess. But as far as these go, my opinion is you need the press. You're going to damage something if you don't. And you don't want to damage the top of this, and they don't just push in like a lot of other ones. I mean, they're tight. So, and then we've talked about this before, but the fire ring right here, that little ring around there is where the head gasket seals, that little thing that my fingernail's on. And you do not want to damage that, or your head gasket's not going to work. And you'll think it's a million other things, but it's that. So do not damage it. So in my opinion, you need the liner press, especially for big cam and N14, because they are tight. So the liner press utilizes head bolts off the motor like that, a couple spacers, and then this little guy here, which protects the top and the fire ring that I was talking about. It sits right on the ledge right there, so that it doesn't damage the fire ring. This will go in. Back it off a little bit, it's down there too far. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay. Then you can give it a little bump and it'll go in one notch like that. We'll get the next one in. Just kind of wiggle it around and give it a push. Take that. Don't want to lose that or break it. And if you notice, it's probably just me, but a little twist to the left and it pops right into it. Kind of twists as you go, but like so. We'll go ahead and get our thing down there. Okay. I don't know what the torque is supposed to be here. I think 100 foot-pounds or something, but I just lock it down just so it doesn't move. And we're just going to push this down. Like I said, they're snug. You don't want to pull that back out if you don't have to. And then I will mic that, but let's turn that just a little bit so I can get my mic in there. And it's supposed to be, I think, 100 foot-pounds also, but let's just see where we're at. And I can't see, so I have to have a flashlight. I'm at 6 thousandths. Well, a little over 6. You can see that. About 6 and not quite a half. So the spec's 4 to 7. We're right there. I like that. Check it again here, make sure I'm good. Yeah. I mean, it ranges a little bit because of the fire ring. Try not to get on that. Yep. Okay, we'll put the rest of them down, and just so that the oil doesn't dry up or anything like that before I get them on there. And then I'll go back through and check them all. So that's pretty much the process. We'll go through each one of them. I will tell you a little story while I'm doing this though, since it's boring and watching me. Like I said, we were at SEMA this week. Again, no booth, we're not that important. We just go down to check out all the cool stuff. And there was a lot of cool stuff, but not SEMA related, but last night we were out to dinner down there in Las Vegas, and we went to this Mexican type restaurant, and we got done, and we racked up a decent bill there, by the way. And the waiter came out, said, well, we do a little promotion here. I said, what's that? And he handed me 2 dice in a little cup, a little basket. And he said, if you can roll 2 3s, your dinner's on the house. And I said, are you serious? And he says, yeah. I says, does it ever happen? He says, once in a while. Guess who rolled 2 3s? This guy. Yep, free lunch, or free dinner. I did tip though. So Vegas didn't take all my money, just most of it. They are in. we're probably ready for pistons here. I know we're maybe a little boring just doing little segments here, but we're just going to go a little piece by piece. So today's liners, next video hopefully will be pistons, and then maybe even the pan up. And then we got cam bushings to put in, camshaft, lots to go still. Heads and all the side accessories, oil pump, oil pump and oil cooler. So lots to do, and we got to time it still. So that'll be some cool stuff. And we may put a little more into each video than just this, but I just want to get this basic stuff done. And know we got a block to work with now that we can actually do stuff too. So okay, as you can see, the tool didn't do any damage there, so that's important. And I don't know, you might get away with putting liners in homemade ways with some of the other motors, but my opinion, you need the installer for this one. Some of you might say, I use this other thing, and that's fine. Just my thought. You really need the right tool for the job. There you have it. 6 liners in Whiskey Pete N14. We'll go through and mic them all again, clamp them down, make sure everything's good, but this one was perfect, so providing the math's right, they should all turn out perfect, or at least perfect enough for me. But I thought it fit pretty good, right about 6.5, so well, a little under 6.5. So specs 4 to 7, so we should be good. So yeah, more to come, obviously. Sorry it's a little bit slow. We'll speed things up once we get the truck inside. We can be doing cosmetic stuff to that also as we go. We're working on a transmission for it right now. We took a 13 speed out, which is fine. It's just an older 13 speed. It was a 12.5 13. Just obsolete, really. Not that it wouldn't work. It'd probably hold up because we're not gonna, load it like crazy and haul heavy haul and whatever, but we want to put something in it that's a little more spec'd for the motor and a little more parts available for it, I guess I should say. So yeah, so we're probably, we still might go back with 13, but it's probably going to be like a 16.7 or something like that. We'll just have to see what we can find. We do have a couple things out in the boneyard from some wrecks and stuff that we got to check on. Might be something we can slip into this, just rebearing, synchro maybe, and put it in. So lots still planned, nothing set in stone as far as what we're doing with it. But motor, we still got a tranny, we got fuel tanks, we got all the necessary chrome, fuel tanks and fenders and bumper and all this stuff to do besides the mechanical stuff to make it run, right? We're going to go through all the drive lines, put all the U-joints in. It won't be brand new, but I want it reliable to drive. So the only thing we're really not doing immediately is probably a lot of airline stuff, just because there is a glob of airlines in that Cabover, and you start pulling airlines and wires out and you're never going to figure out where everything goes. So we're going to get it running, see what works and doesn't work, see what air leaks we got, and then replace from there. And then, one next to it's bad, we'll replace that. So it's going to be mostly new, but we're still going to try and save a little. So anyway, that's kind of the rundown of what we're doing. Next week, hopefully we're doing, like I said, pistons in here and maybe the pan up, so we can get it sitting with the pan up. And besides all of our other projects we got going on. So lots going on. If you're watching the Cabover project, thank you. Stay with us, keep watching. There's tons to do here. It's going to be kind of drawn out a little bit, but it's going to be awesome when it's done. So thanks for being a part of it. And if you're not watching that, or you're just seeing our other stuff or our shorts or other segments, thanks for watching. Thanks for bringing work to us. We got a shop full of trucks. People have seen us on social media, brought them in. We're really thankful for that, trying to get them out for them. And if you need a bid on something, give us a call, 435-743-5550. We're here in Fillmore, Utah, and watch the Whiskey Pete Cabover project.